What's up, guys? D7 back at you again. And it looks like this time it's begun in terms of them doing away with all of our fiat currency. It's beginning. Trump is literally stopping the printing of pennies at this point because it costs too much to make. And I'm here to tell you, the nickel's the same way, and it's just gonna domino effect from here. This is the official beginning of them stopping printing our change as we know it, our currency here in America. The penny will be no more after this year. They'll still be in circulation, but they're going to phase all this out. You're going to see that this is part of a plan that I've been trying to tell you about, warn everybody about for years now. They're going to convert this whole thing into a digital system. Okay, you can call it what you want. They threw the people a bone with the whole executive order on a CBDC, for those not intelligent enough to see. With the other hand, they came through pushing Trump coin, Melania coin, World coin, and want to be the capital of the crypto universe, which is blockchain. And we've warned you about this through and through. All they got to do is tell people to download a wallet, and they're going to start getting all their stuff through digital dollars, is what's about to happen. And this is the beginning of the end. People are going to think it's cool to be able to pay for things just a swipe of their phone, eventually their hand with a chip in it. You already know where this goes. But it literally begins here in terms of doing away with our physical currency, fiat currency, the cash, the change. It starts with the change, literally the penny. It's going to work its way up. And once they introduce this digital dollar, so to speak, in the digital format, connected to blockchain, it's not the same as the other digital. Okay? When they do this and they get everybody onto it, over time, they'll just phase out the dollar. We'll say it's not being used no more, blah, 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 and it'll be phased out. So they won't even have a fight on their hands. But it starts just like this. Everything we ever warned about. So your freedom of privacy and everything else goes out the window when they convert all this digital and they collect all this up. So with copper going up and all the precious metals going up, pennies are worth way more than a penny. It costs way more than that just to make it. The same with the nickel and so on and so forth. And any old change, it's got 90% silver in it. You already know, worth a whole lot more. You see that? Get your hands on it and keep it, hold on to it for a barter situation down the road. I'll leave a link. Join me in the live stream where I break this down in greater detail. Going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on dahboo77. Hit that subscribe button for more. Much love.
25 years ago.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect. It was in this gospel broad lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a lesson through the spirit, as we saw the video by dahboo77, which he brings out some pretty edifying content as he reports on certain world events, dealing with the technocracy, which, we've been pushing here at the Great Millstone for some time, that they're getting ready to switch over to everything digital. All right. Give me one moment.
To buy these 6 companies.
That they're getting ready to switch over to everything digital. And we here at the Great Millstone have really been pushing this prophecy because this is relevant. But somehow, some way, you have other Israelite groups out there that's denying it altogether or not pushing it, which is a grave ordeal, because for the simple fact, the scriptures told us to go out and warn our people. And dahboo7, you heard him mention, he said that they're going to put a chip in your hand, which, that's the straw that breaks the camel's back, because this whole setting up of a technocracy, which is dealing with this new digital AI infrastructure, is going to revolve around the micro C-hip, as we've been foretelling. Okay, so with that being said, man, this man knows what the chip is, or the mark of the beast, but Israelite camps out there seem to not understand this prophecy, but yet they're prophets of the Lord. They're chopping up Times Square, X, Y, and Z. But yet you can't relay the scriptures to a simple prophecy because it's straightforward. It's pretty simple to understand at this point, especially when you see that the way that the world is going. So, you know, either you guys are sold out or you just completely in the dark, which I'm gravitating to both. Sellouts and you completely in the dark because the Lord have not imparted to your understanding, man. Okay, the scriptures say, be not ignorant of anything or anything small or great. As a matter of fact, let me pull that real quick. Let me look that up real quick. Ignorant, small, great. Ecclesiasticus, let's start at verses 5 and 15. And it says, be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. Okay, so let's just say if this wasn't talking about the micro seed, it's still a good ordeal to know because it revolves around your life. Your very life, this is going to depend on the very essence of your life, on how you're going to be able to navigate in the near future. Okay, so for you guys out there that choose to turn a blind eye to this prophecy, is because, hey, you're not looking forward to the kingdom coming in this place falling. So you feel like to avoid it altogether, it's going to buy you some time, but that's not how this thing works. Okay. So anyway, I got an article here, which is pretty much going into it because it says Trump instructs Treasury Secretary to stop minting pennies, citing wasteful spending. And I remember during the time of the pandemic, there was a coin shortage to the point they didn't have any, they wasn't really making any coins. There wasn't too many in circulation. You know, they had a shortage on quarters. And I remember I was trying to go to the store or the store, as they say in Chicago. I was trying to go to the store, man. And I was like, I need $10 in quarters. They like, huh? I said, let me get a roll of quarters. They said, well, we have a coin shortage. We can't help you out with that. So I'm like, well, just give me what you got in the register then, you know. And they was like, well, we only got like $5 and some change and X, Y, and Z. But they're phasing out this money, man. Okay. Even years ago, back in the UK, I don't even believe that they can withdraw or they can engage in cash withdrawals out of the UK, out of the ATMs in the UK, because everything is going digital. You know, like out there in Austria or Switzerland, you know, everything is going digital now. New Zealand and America is behind an 8 ball when it comes to implementing this digital technocracy. And this is why you have what they called, what's this here? I was looking at it. I actually still need to do a lesson on this. Where the hell is it at? Damn. Yep, here it go. Yep, I still need to get into this because it says, TikTok owner ByteDance plans 12 billion AI chip investing spree. AI chip. Okay, there you go. What else it mentioned? It mentioned something else as well. It says purchase 5.5 billion in AI chips for domestic chip companies with an additional plans to spend 6.8 billion on chips overseas suppliers to enhance AI models. All right. If you're going to Stargate, that's a $500 billion project that's ongoing as we speak. Okay. Hey, if you watch the Super Bowl, which I wanted to get into the commercials a little bit, but when you watch the Super Bowl, what were they showing you? They were showing you digital, ordeal dealing with the digital infrastructure. And they were showing a lot of chariots as well because they're alluding to something, man. Okay, but those Super Bowl halftime commercials and just the commercials in general were very cryptic. And Esau was relaying a message. He was basically showing you the New World Order. Okay, they had one particular scene when Tom Brady was giving an insight on a game. And as he was getting ready to give the insight on it, his power supply went out. And then they had to come and they had to pretty much revamp him back up. We're showing you that you people are going to be part of the system, man. Okay, the technology is going to be put in you. And Noah Yuval Harari, or Yuval Noah Harari, however the hell you pronounce the devil's name, he was basically going into it and basically stating that how humans will be hackable. Okay, so what do you think that means? It means putting something in your body, but yet you got likings of other Israelite camps that can't see this prophecy. And it's ultimately because the spirit of Yahweh Shai is just solely not resting upon you to see it. Okay, but anyway, going back to the article here, and it reads, it says Trump instructs Treasury Secretary to stop minting pennies, citing wasteful spendings. As we know that printing out money increases the deficit. But he's going to increase the deficit even more because he's implementing a $500 billion plan for AI, which is going to plunge the economy into pretty much a abrupt halt. But it says President Donald Trump directed Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent on Sunday night to halt the minting of new pennies, citing wasteful spending as corn production costs soar. It says for far too long, the United States have minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. It says this is so wasteful, and I've instructed my Secretary of the U.S. Treasury to stop producing new pennies. It says let's rip the waste out of the great nation's budget, even if it's a penny at a time. All right, so he's basically claiming to stop the deficit spending, but he's increasing the debt because you're sending money to Israel, to Ukraine, you know, you're giving these heathens money hand over fist, but yet your own citizens are struggling, you know. But it says Trump is entirely correct about the rising costs associated with the coin production, but last year the U.S. Mint's annual report revealed that it costs 3.69 cents or 69 cents to produce and distribute a penny, resulting in a loss of 2.69 cents per coin for the federal government. It says as of last year, about 250 billion pennies were in circulation in the U.S., equivalent to about 700 per person. It says the U.S. Mint's total loss on the year for penny was about $85.3 million, which is, you know, a significant amount. It says, but don't tell Trump that the Dodge team, but the nickel costs about double its face value to produce and distribute. And you see what they're doing. They're basically saying that, look, we need to put a halt to all this expending in currency, meaning that the dollars that they're printing, eventually they're just going to stop printing all together. And all the dollars in circulation, eventually everything is going to wash back here to America. And then eventually you're going to witness what they call hyperinflation. Okay, and that's when you people are really going to complain for the once. But it says here, in 2011, Kyle Bass recognized that the metal in a nickel coin was worth well above its face value, but he stated then, I just bought $1 million worth of them. But it says, regarding the legal authorities surrounding currencies, Article 1 in Section 8 of the Constitution indicates that Congress shall have power to coin money and regulate the value thereof, so they can play with it, which proves that Esau, he plays with the numbers, man. You know, like the stock market and everything, he plays with it. But it says, however, Robert K. Treist, an economics professor at Northeastern University, told NBC News that the president may have some wiggle room. It says the process of discontinuing the penny is the U.S. is a little unclear, but it will likely require an act of Congress. But the Secretary of Treasury might be able to simply stop the minting of new pennies, Treist explained. But cutting costs measures by Trump and the DOGE are part of a mandate, a majority, it says, of Americans that gave the president for the second term in office, already winding down a few rogue federal agencies and eliminating thousands of bureaucrats from office. Okay, which all this is going to lead to the MOTB. Now, Dahboo was hinting more of a digital technocracy, man, all right? And this is really the focal point, because when you go into what he mentioned, he said that they want to put the micro C-hips in your hands. Okay, that's why all this whole ordeal about, you know, fucking infrastructures and rebuilding back new, like the whole fires in Cali with this guy Gavin Newsom talking about a Build Back Better plan. They already have the model for the whole new smart technocracy and all this other stuff. Hey, they're gonna build this shit right before you people's face, man. While you people are so flabbergasted with TikTok and all into your bread and circuses and living your everyday lives, man, you're gonna wake up one day and you're not gonna be able to go to the bank and get your money out, okay? Because before the reset really comes to play, they're gonna have to shut everything down, meaning blackouts, okay, cyber attacks, banks toppled under, you know what I'm saying, grids going down, all types of shit. You know, like what Tucker Carlson was basically going into, how when the grid goes down, there's gonna be a lot of turmoil, and they're gonna put the squeeze on people to the point that they're gonna be begging to opt into this digital future, man. And this is what they want, okay, a digital technocracy. Okay, but you got the likings of the IUIC that can't seem to see this prophecy. And it's because the Lord is just not dealing with the IUIC at all. Not whatsoever. Okay, they're more focused on their, what do you call it? Their social media presence, you know, and putting folly out there besides what's getting ready to happen. Because, see, one thing about it, you tribes, you are in grave danger. Okay, you got these Nazi individuals. I think they was in, not Cincinnati, but I think they was in Longwood or some shit like that. someplace out there in the Midwest in Ohio, I believe, somewhere out there. And basically, man, you know, they popping smoke with Jake. You know, so we can very well see the Civil War brewing. As that movie Civil War came out last year, I call it the follow-up to the Leave the World Behind. And I call Homestead, that all goes in tandem if you watch them in that sequence. You know, because all that happens at during the time of blackouts and grid outages, all those things happen. Race wars, civil wars, all types of stuff. But you got Nate, basically they're turning the blind. They're putting out the evil day of the Lord. And ain't none of them going to be able to, look, all them guys in that group, and them women in that group, them children in that group, they all going to get caught up in this coming flood. Okay, they're not ready at all. They don't even believe in the day of the Lord. You know, it's all glitz and glamour. That's why you're going to see a lot of fucking headscarves rolling down the damn road, man, sooner than later, man. They're going to rip the fringes off you ninjas for you playing games. But anyway, let's get here, man. This wasn't going to be a long lesson. This is the book of Job 5, and I'm going to start at verses 12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And we've always went into the scripture that this is going into the N to the W to the O, the NWO, the New World Order, okay, which is going to be brought by force. Okay, the scriptures say you have not resisted unto blood. So Esau is going to dispatch his military to the streets of America and to surveillance these neighborhoods and to grab people up, man. And hey, that can happen any day now, especially with Trump dispatching his new task force to combat anti-Semitism. Hey, they're getting ready to start coming against a lot of Jakes, man, and people in general. Okay, because hey, they're trying to get this new world order running. Okay, they have to move. It's 2025. You know, they have the 2030 plan. That means that they have less than 5 short years. So this plan is implemented as we speak. All right. And it says, and he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the fool is carried headlong. Okay. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as the night. But he saved the poor from the sword in their mouth and from the hand of the mighty, right? Because the elect is going to be delivered out of these sad circumstances, man. But majority of you are going to get caught up into this ordeal because you're not going to be able to resist the temptation, because the Spirit of the Lord did not put it on you to resist the temptation, because you were not keeping the Lord's word, man. Okay, but instead you decided to go off your own mindset and do your own goddamn thing. So therefore, Yahweh Shah will not deliver you in a time. All right, and most of you are going to take that mark of the beast, man. Okay, they're already setting up the infrastructure for it. They're already cutting funding. They're cutting food stamps, all that other stuff. They're talking about you have literally less than a year on Section 8 before they start doing away with these government programs. So what do you think people are going to do in order to get that aid back? You know what I'm saying? If you want that $250 in food stamps to take care of your little babies, hey, you going to go down there and you're going to stick that right hand out. And that's a guarantee. And crazy part about it is you're going to have a lot of Israelites that's going to go down there and they're going to put their hand out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you going to opt in it because a lot of you secretly took the jab, man. You know, back in 2021, a lot of you did. One cat told me, he said, man, bro, and it was so fucked up because, you know, the city went down there and they was protesting. They was cursing out this mayor. And because I heard he was trying to get the employees to take that shit. And if they didn't want to take it, they had to pay for those PCR spit tests and all that other nonsense, right? So basically, they overturned that shit because they was like, that's a constitutional violation. You can't push this on people, man. And he was getting so much kickback. But one dude, he was telling them, Jakes, he was like, look, man, I went against my faith. I was a Hebrew Israelite, and I went against my faith to get that. See, and that's what I'm saying, not being rooted. Hey, you couldn't pay me to get that shit. I told him straightforward. I said, I'll walk away from all this shit. You ain't putting nothing in me. I don't give a fuck what you say. You know what I'm saying? And that's just where I was at with it. I was willing to walk away from all this shit. But the Lord preserved me through it, man, because I kept the faith. And it's going to be the same thing with the microchip. The Lord going to keep us through all this shit, man. Okay, you people, you got to worry about this. And all you guys out there that's playing games with this this truth, especially you niggas and Nate. Oh, man, you niggas are getting ready to get steamrolled over, man. And I can't wait to see a lot of you Jakes get your just due, man. Okay, you got guys out there showing up at fucking protests that's soon to be insurrections. You know, with the leader condoning to go out there and put that work in. Putting in work with a fucking gun on your hip, sagging pants, man. Walking around with a fucking Mexican flag. You niggas ain't trying to wake nobody up, man. Okay, you're trying to get the ministry blame, and we keep telling you, man, watch out for these guys that wear the t-shirt with the fringes, man. Hey, I don't want you niggas nowhere near me. Okay, I don't give a fuck about that. Don't come near me. You got t-shirt and fringes, take your ass across the street, man. Shalom me from across the street. I don't want to be seen with a nigga with t-shirt and fringes on, man. Okay, with all that artificial shit. Get that shit the fuck out of here. The Lord ain't dealing with that, man. T-shirt fringes. That's not even a proper priestly attire. A fucking undergarment. Concept of a t-shirt came out, I believe, like in 1899 or some shit like that, man. And it was considered an undergarment. You dudes ain't right. Anyway, Revelation 3, and I'm going to start at verses 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which should come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay. Now look at this word world should be oikoumene, right? It should be oikoumene. But let's look it up, because I know Blue Letter, man, they like to kind of hopscotch. All right, but the word world goes into what the hell is it at? Oikoumene, Khan. And it says the inhabited earth. Okay. It says the inhabited earth. That's the first definition. And the inhabitants of earth, men, the universe, the world. So this thing is getting ready to befall everybody. Everybody's getting ready to be tried and tested to see if you're worthy or not, man. And most of you just going to fail that test. Those of us that pass it, hey, the Lord be with us, man. Because you're going to have some people that's not going to take it and they're going to still be destroyed. You know, watch a lot of Israelites they're going to try to revamp their stance at the last minute. Oh, man, we was telling people that this was a chip, man. We all know. We got the receipts, bro. We got the receipts of Nate denying the MOTB. We got the receipts on that, man. You know, and other Israelite camps that know this is the chip, they're not pushing it, though, man. You know, like Sakari, y'all supposed to be pushing this thing, man. Genesis, y'all supposed to be pushing this ordeal, man. Telling people what it is. Don't take that. You know? You don't make it no good that if you know what it is, but you ain't telling people. But that's why you got, you know, the men of the great millstone, you know, to do the heavy lifting, because, you know, everybody else seems to be on their own tip. But it is what it is. Psalms 37, and I'm going to start at verses 7. Matter of fact, let's start at verses 5. It says, commit thy way to Yahweh, and trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he should bring forth thy righteousness as the light and thy judgment as noonday. Because a lot of you, look, things are getting ready to pop off. And I can't say that enough. It says, rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospered in his way, because of the men who bring it wicked devices to pass, man, all right? So this is a wicked device, and they're literally in rush mode to get this thing up. And me personally, I think they already got the chips already ready. It's just a matter of pushing this thing into production. You know what I'm saying? They already got these chips already made, man. You know, I just feel like they got to go back and probably update them or do something to them. But they've had this shit ready for decades, man. So it's just a matter of time before they say go. And when they say go, lights out, bam, here we go. All right. But anyway, with that, I'm going to close out, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you were edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.